So I've read through your initial consultation, and I said you're a rugby player, you're 16 years old, and you want to get stronger, fitter, but also maintain power and agility. So today I'm going to take you through a couple of exercises that develop your posterior chain, so that's your hamstrings, your lower back. And this is really important for running, for the pelvic power, when you're scrummaging, when you're running, when you're lining up for a tackle to drive through. So all these exercises are really important for developing your gains. So the first exercise I'll get you to do is a goblet squat. I'll do a demonstration, and then I'll get you to go from there. And then after that, we'll see how you go and you might progress. I can tell you go for your squat. So with the goblet squat, you hold it like a goblet, that's what's for a goblet squat. What we're going to do, get a nice position, we're hinging at the hip, and we're keeping a high chest, right? So high beam chest, we're going down and push up. We're pressing, locking out the glutes. Press, high beam chest, all the way up, locking out. Are you happy with that? So I'll get you to do that, I'll get you to do 10 reps, alright? And is it okay if I touch you as well? And go through it. So nice high beam chest, hinging up the hips and locking out. When you're ready. That's one, that's beautiful, good work. Great form. Okay, remember, let's keep that high beam chest, press your scaps together. Keep pressing, press up. Down to the ground and up and press. Good work. A few more and press. Good work. 2 more, down and press. Finish strong. Good work. So that was really good form. Okay, so make sure that we're keeping that high in the chest, we're keeping the steps back. Other than that, it was really good. How do you think you went? Yeah, that's all right. Felt good? Yeah, it was pretty good form, so I'm happy to move on. So the next progression, we either do a bubble back squat. Okay. Progression, like I said, we'll move to the bubble back squat. So I'm just going to demonstrate. Again, this is good for posterior chains. This is good for running again. So what we want to do is go up to the bar, make sure you're nice and comfortable. Get comfortable with the bar. Okay. Put your knee. Make sure it's nice and comfortable. Lift up, come back, get the position. We go down, hinging at the hips, pushing up, driving out, pressing out. Hinge, press, hold. High beam chest. We come in, as you come in, push it back into the rack and rack it. So, are you going to adjust the bar? Is that good height for you? Up and back, remember that high in chest, get comfortable. Okay, hinge at the hip, press up, good work, lock it out the glutes, nice. Great form, okay, good chest, that's better, good form, awesome. And press, well done, remember hold out through here, couple more. One more, finish strong. Alright, let's rock it. I was happy before, I'm happy we progress to the next exercise. So that's what we're going to do is a primary squat. So this is develop power. It's really good for your running, for your speed, okay? So it's got quite hard movements, quite complex, so let me know if you have any troubles, but I'll be watching you. I'll quickly demonstrate again. We're going to do 4 reps this time, so I want maximum effort because it's power. Alright, so again, we adjust the bar exactly the same. All the same cues, right? So we come in, high beam chest, okay, hinging up the hip, nice and comfortable. You go down, get up, hold, get comfortable. One more, same cues. As much as we stick that landing, right? Push the bar in, so high beam chest, hinging at the hip, sticking our landing. They're the 3 things I want you to remember throughout the whole exercise. Come back, get comfortable. Look at yourself in the mirror if you have to, okay? Down, up, press and hold. You hold a bit more bent knee. That's better. One more, finish strong. Good work, good movement, let's rock it. Alrighty, how was that to you? We're happy with all the exercise. I think your form was pretty good. Just making sure you're a bit more stick on that landing. Other than that, the exercise was really great today, and hopefully I'll see you again. Thank you. So now you've just seen the video of our three demonstrations and 3 exercises for the client. So as you may know, I chose scenario 2, which is the semi-elite youth rugby player, 16-year-old male. So what was really interesting to me and what I really wanted to put forward was his training goals. While still physically developing, continue to make improvements in strength and size while maintaining speed, power and agility. So this is why I chose the squat. So as the client's goals is to increase strength and speed strength and size while maintaining speed, agility and power, I chose the 3 progressions of the squat. According to the study by Gazes in colleagues 2017, the squat is an exercise that develops strength around the knees and the hips, as well as to develop strength in the lower back for execution of basic skills required in many skills, particularly rugby. It is also quite important for reducing injury, which is a priority for athletes. That means there's time on the field and in the gym for the athlete to get bigger and stronger and to play the sport. The squat strengthens the posterior kinetic chain, which is important for movements in rugby, such as sprinting, scrummaging, cleaning out in a ruck, lifting in a line out and tackling. So that's developing the lower back, the glutes, the hamstrings, which is really important for these powerful movements and also for the client's training goals for speed, power and agility. So the first progression I chose of the squat was the goblet squat, and I chose this because it's still a full body movement and the client already indicated to me that he has done a squat before at the start of the video. But the goblet squat allows me to gauge where his technique is without having a high volume of weight. So as the client is only a healthy male, it's a good place to start with the goblet squat instead of a sit to stand or a body weight squat, which may not be appropriate for a sub-elite athlete. We got the client to perform 10 reps, as this meets the American College of Sport Medicine's guidelines for strength training. After I demonstrated and gave some verbal cues prior to his set. While the client was completing his set, I was continuing to give verbal cues and also kinesthetic cues, such as palpitation in the back as he's seen, to make sure he gets his chest out and that keeps that neutral spine. I was happy with his first squat, with his goblet squat. I also asked him for his feedback and he was happy with the squat. So from there I was happy if we moved on to the next progression, which was the barbell back squat. So the barbell back squat is simply the same movement as the goblet squat, however the progression is now instead of holding a dumbbell, there's a barbell on the back. So again, we're looking at the same functional kinematics as the goblet squat, so we're looking at the hip, the knee and the ankle, and also trunk stability. So making sure we have that neutral spine. He's hinging at the hip and he's also locking out at the hip as he comes out and pressing his glutes together. His knee is tracking his knee's tracking his toes. He's not going out or in, which can increase injury, and also that his ankles are also nice and stable. So the barbell squat is a fundamental exercise for many for sporting performance, according to Meyer and colleagues 2001. During the back squat, I was looking again the difference between the functional kinematics between the first progression and the second progression is that trunk. Because there's a bar on the back, I was looking for any swaying of the trunk, especially as it comes down, and a forward flexion. Again, I also gave some palpitations, so kinesthetic feedback, and also verbal cues. And we also had a mirror, so he could look at his form in the mirror as well. I could have put a bench underneath him, so he could go down and touch the bench before coming up, which could also give some more feedback, kinesthetic feedback. Again, I gave 10 repetitions to meet the ACM guidelines. The last progression I chose was the plyometric jump squat. So I was happy with his barbell back squat, so then we moved on to this last squat. The jump squats are an explosive triple extension exercise that requires high power outputs according to Turner and College 2012. And research has shown by Baker and Nance 1999, jump squats develop the stretch shortening cycle and the concentric strength, which has been correlated to maximum speed performance, particularly over 10 metres, which again links back to his training goals, maintaining speed, agility and power while increasing strength and size. And over 10 metres, rugby is short burst, so it happens a lot over 10 metres, which is really important, and there's that transfer. Jump squats are a complex movement and used to train power, hence why only 4 reps was completed. Also, it can be very muscular and neurally fatiguing. I was looking at the same functional parameters on the way down as the back squat. However, looking at his landing position as the client, making sure he has his knee flexion. This is to reduce injury, especially when it comes to deceleration. And we use the mirror for feedback and also verbal cues. So each progression was more complex and lasts longer than the other and requires a high level of motor control and strength and or power. And each exercise is appropriate to meet the client's needs and the functional needs of the client.